And folks, these are not isolated discussions among families down on their luck. These are common stories among middle-class people who've worked hard their whole life, played by the rules, on the promise that their tomorrows would be better than their yesterdays. That promise is the promise of America. It defines who we are as a people. And now it's in jeopardy. I know it. You know it. But John McCain doesn't seem to get it. Barack Obama gets it, though. Like many of us in this room, like many of us in this hall, Barack Obama has worked his way up. He is the great American story. You know, I believe the measure of a man is not the road he travels, but the choices he makes along that road. And ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama could have done anything after he graduated from college. With all his talent and promise, he could have written his own ticket to Wall Street. But what did he choose to do? He chose to go to Chicago, the South Side of Chicago. There in the South Side, he met women and men who had lost their jobs. Their neighborhood was devastated when the local steel plant closed. Their dreams had to be deferred. Their self-esteem was gone. And ladies and gentlemen, he made their lives the work of his life. That's what you do when you're raised by a single mom.
Why does the National Bank of Kuwapa tell me that I have won a $12 million lottery so often?
To the very core of your being, that work is more than a paycheck.
If I had a nickel for every $12 million lottery.
It's about whether or not you can look your child in the eye and say, we're going to be all right. Because Barack Obama made that choice, 150 more children and parents have health care in Illinois. He fought to make that happen. And because Barack Obama made that choice,
Casey Kimberly, Indiana writes, does Biden have a hair system or hair plugs? I don't know. He's got good hair, doesn't he?
Welfare to the dignity of work.
Right?
And he
Brett, what did he do? Do you know?
And when he came to Washington,
you don't know.
When we came to Washington,
10 minutes
John and I watched with amazement how he hit the ground running, leading the fight to pass the most sweeping ethics reform in a generation. He reached across party lines to pass a law that helped keep nuclear weapons out of the hands of terrorists. And then he moved Congress and the president.
Thank God the terrorists
to give our wonderful wounded warriors the care and dignity they deserve. You know, you can learn a lot about a man, campaigning with him, debating him, seeing how he reacts under pressure. You learn about the strength of his mind, but even more importantly, you learn about the quality of his heart. I watched how Barack touched people.
We don't know who that is.
How he inspired them.
Does he have a pass?
And I realized he had tapped into the oldest belief in America.
Radio. Got it.
We don't have to accept the situation we cannot bear. We have the power to change it.
He's got the people.
And changing it is exactly what Barack Obama will do. That's what he'll do for this country. You know, John McCain is my friend, and I know you hear that phrase used all the time in politics. I mean it. John McCain is my friend. We've traveled the world together. It's a friendship that goes beyond politics.
Back to the hair. It is a framed, combed-back helmet that barely covers a long-time fact of Washington life. The senator from Delaware has taken steps to preempt baldness.
I profoundly
Avi Zettelman,
disagree with the direction John wants to take this country from Afghanistan to Iraq, from Amtrak to veterans.
There's Amtrak.
You know,
there's
John
Amtrak.
thinks that during the Bush years, quote, we've made great economic progress. I think it's been abysmal. And in the Senate, John has voted with President Bush 95%, and that is very hard to believe. And when John McCain proposes $200 million in new taxes for corporate America, $1 billion alone for the largest companies in the nation, but no relief for 100 million American families, that's not change. That's more of the same. Even today, as
Steve
oil
Johnson
companies
writes, Hair
post
Club
the
for
biggest
men.
profits in history, nearly $500 billion in the last 5 years.
That's pretty good.
John wants to give them another $4 billion in tax breaks. That's not change. That's the same. And during the same time, John voted again and again against renewable energy, solar, wind, biofuels. That's not change. That's more of the same.
I think we need a Howard Dean.
Millions of Americans have seen their jobs go offshore. Yet John
Thank you, Howard.
continues to support tax breaks for corporations that send them there. That's not change. That's more of the same. He voted 19 times against the minimum wage for people who are struggling just to make it to the next day. That's not change. That's more of the same. And when he says he'll continue to spend $10 billion a month
just on hair products,
the Iraqis have a surplus of nearly $80 billion. That's not change. That's more of the same. The choice in this election is clear. These times require more than a good soldier. They require a wise leader. A leader who can change. Change the change that everybody knows we need.
Oh, wait, that's not that. That's not right.
Barack Obama is going to deliver that
heart.
change.
Yeah,
because
right.
I want to tell you, Barack Obama will reform our tax code. He will cut taxes for 95% of the American people who draw a paycheck.
He's going to be
That's
busy.
the change we need.
Wow, he's going to need more than one assistant.
Barack Obama will transform the economy by making alternative energy a national priority, and in the process creating 5 million new jobs, and finally, freeing us from the grip of foreign oil. That's the change we need.
We're going to get 5 million new jobs. We're going to free ourselves from the grip of foreign oil.
Barack Obama knows that any country that teaches us today will outcompete us tomorrow. That's why he'll invest in the next generation of teachers and why he'll make college more affordable. That's the change we need.
How's he going to do that?
Barack Obama will bring down health care costs by $2,500 for the average family and at long last deliver affordable, accessible health care for every American. That's the change we need.
That's not change.
Barack will put more cops on the street, put security back in Social Security, and he'll never, ever, ever give up until we achieve equal pay for women.
That's noble.
That's the change we need.
That's not change.
And as we gather here tonight,
Just
our country is less secure and more isolated than it has been any time in recent history. The Bush foreign policy has dug us into a very deep hole.
In the script it said Bush-McCain
with very few
policy.
friends to help us climb
out.
out.
The script, it said Bush-McCain.
And for the last 7 years,
That's pretty
the administration has failed to face the biggest forces shaping this century. The emergence of Russia, China, and India as great powers. The spread of lethal weapons. The shortage of secure supplies of energy, food, and water. The challenge of climate change. And the resurgence of fundamentalism in Afghanistan and Pakistan. The real central front in the war on terror. Ladies and gentlemen, recent years and in recent days, we've once again seen the consequences of this neglect, with Russia challenging the very freedom of a new democratic country of Georgia.